I recently had my physical done, 2025 annual physical. I recommend every man and woman, everyone should get one done. So the good news here is that the the work I've been putting in my diet, my training, the regimens, right? The health protocols that I live by, daily 10,000 steps, gallon of water, good sleep, stress reduction, prioritizing certain foods like protein, trying different diets, all within reasonable and moderate manner, right? But everything came out fantastic, including my testosterone levels, which were nearly 1100, right? And I don't take any testosterone therapy, nothing like that. All natural, holistically speaking. And what's funny is that going into my physical, naturally, I wouldn't consider myself a very highly anxious person, but I'm someone that cannot sit still. I'm someone that's anxious enough, like jittery, like I'm always moving, shaking, and just I can't sit still. It's hard for me to do. So why am I telling you this? The way the physical works is the 1 week prior to your diagnosis, you get all your blood tests done. And then a week later, the lab sends the results to your doctor, and your doctor looks at all the metrics and then tells you cholesterol, liver, kidneys, pancreas, heart, right? All of that. So my test is very extensive. Like I get everything done, including my EKG, heartbeat, um, blood pressure, and all of that. Last year I had my colonoscopy done, so everything was great there. Um, this year my cholesterol dropped by 20 points, which was fantastic. So, like I said, everything was fine. And as the doctor was going through, I went through my follow up appointment to go over my statistics. And as the doctor was checking off the boxes and we were talking, subconsciously, I was just on the edge of bad news. And I'm sharing this with you and being strategically vulnerable is because there's a piece of me psychologically I was looking for that bad news, if that makes sense. Is because, see, some stiffness here. I've been losing people to health lately at this stage in my life. I've been hearing a lot of things, including famous actors and actresses in my heyday that were in their prime are now my 10, 15 years senior to me, hitting their 60s, and they're experiencing, these are stars of the stars in Hollywood and in my culture, Bollywood, experiencing some health ailments, right? And so I have people in my family, extended family, that I'm aware of fighting health battles, going through things, and diagnosis upon diagnosis, like things are happening, life is happening. And so you just never know, you're one diagnosis away from a health condition, a health scare. My scare came when they took my blood pressure, oddly enough, on this day that was supposed to be just a plain old reading of your statistics. They're supposed to take your blood pressure every time you go in. Basically, put the the wrap around, right, and they pump, and then the air goes down, and then they get you reading. So you typically want to be like in that 120 over 80. I think that's kind of give or take. You want to kind of be there. My reading was 88 over 60 something, like completely off, And I remember the nurse when she ran it the first time. The look on her face was as if she saw a ghost, and it didn't even register to me why she looked at me this way. When she read the number 88 over 60 something, I'm like, oh, okay, so what does that mean? It's not registering to me how abnormal and dangerously low their blood pressure is or was. It gets better. She just kind of dropped and sort of became in this, gave me a very panicked look that she was trying to control, but I read it. And I'm very good at reading this body language. And she sort of became like frantic. Like she goes, "Are you okay? This is really low. Are you feeling okay?" So this kind of mini panic sort of set upon her because I'm flirting with the nurses, making them feel good, you know. And I'm like, if I wasn't well, I would know by now. So 1 hour prior to going into the office, I was taking a nap. I was actually waiting for my doctor's appointment. I tried going in early, right? Um, but they had no early opening, so I was waiting out for an hour. I was sitting on the couch peeling a potato. It's obviously triple digits outside in Las Vegas, so it's the heat will cook you. Okay, so there's nothing you can do during summer but stay inside and AC, unless you're out and about in the casinos, right, and inside retail centers and AC is on full on mode. Then it's a different story. But for an hour, I was stagnant, like I wasn't doing anything, and then I got in the car. I drove to the my doctor's and I sat for 15 more minutes in the heat. Now here's where I started putting the two and two together of why my blood pressure was so low is because I was so stagnant that my body just sort of went to sleep. Okay, because I'd done an EKG the week before, everything was fine. My blood pressure, everything was fine. Not only was I so just, oh, I hit my mic. I was so just stagnant and dormant. I wasn't moving. I also had a backpack, like I had a strap on, like, around my shoulders. It's got about, let's just say, 6, 7 pounds. But if you have something 6, 7 pounds just sitting on you, okay, I have my accessories and some other stuff in there. It all comes out, give or take, right? Whatever I need to carry, right? It weighs on you. It's kind of like, think of this concept of you going to sleep and having your hand on your heart, right? If you've ever slept with your hands on your heart and you fell off in deep sleep, you're gonna get these nightmares and these sleep paralysis episodes. It happens to a lot of people. That's why they say you never go to bed with your hands on your heart on your chest, and so I avoid that like a plague. Plague. It has happened to me. So I started putting two and two together. I'm like, holy crap, this bag has really dropped my blood pressure. Like, and then the nurse asked me, "Are you an athlete?" You are an athlete, obviously, right? And she's talking to herself now. I'm like, "What? Are you okay? Like, should I not be? If I'm not supposed to be well, I would have known by now. Like, I feel fine. As a matter of fact, I was about to go work out. Like after this appointment, I was fasted too. I was intermittent fasting, and after this appointment, I had this great killer workout that I was gonna obliterate, and I did. So she ran the blood pressure again. Wrap my arm, and guess what happened? The machine malfunctioned. The machine, the machine, the machine malfunctioned, and it just had like an error message. I'm like, aha, it's the machine. And so it was a bit of the machine, but it was a bit of more of me. I'm still concerned. Now my heart's pounding. Now I'm semi panicking. Now my anxiety is kicked in. Now I'm super worrying about the worst case scenario. And then she goes, "I'm just gonna get the doctor. I'm just gonna talk to him, and he can come in here and he can try to run it for." But in fact, what she was doing, she ran. I could hear her footsteps. She walked down the hallway really fast, and I know what had happened because the doctor came in really relaxed and was talking to me. The doctor's kind of like a cool friend of mine, his buddy. That's why I picked this doctor too in Las Vegas. Not everyone can get in his program. You have to pay a premium to be a part of his care. And I won the top. I won the top of the top cares. That's why I'm seeing him. And so he ran the blood pressure. So what I did, I took that bag, I got up, and I did like 40 jumping jacks, and then running in the same place, right? Jogging in the same place, just getting myself going, getting that blood flow going, right? And then I sat down. I'm like, I feel fine because I Googled up the symptoms, which is a horrible thing to do. That's a dangerously low level. You have to kind of like watch it there. And everything came, I felt fine. And then when he came in, then he took my pressure. It was like 116 over 80 something. Like, he goes, huh, I wonder what was that about. You're giving me a hard time, Renil. And then I had this gasp of, whew, we're normal. My body, I'm normal. Thank you, God. All I came to do today was to pick up my results and get the check, the green mark. You're really healthy, 8-9% body fat, which is not accurate. I don't think I'm that. I'm more like 11%, 12% body fat, 155 pounds of hard work. Really, this is hard work. Okay, and then after that, I just completely relaxed. I thanked them, and in my mind, I was having this moment where this voice was saying, could this be that moment and this day of that diagnosis that changes the complete trajectory of your life, of your lifestyle? And I don't really drink much these days. I've even fiend off of alcohol too, which is a good thing, right? And I've done a video today, and I've done a video in the past about you're one health diagnosis away from your life changing completely forever if you're not taking care of yourself. So as I drove home, I had all these thoughts in my head about what if this and what if that. And in fact, it took me 2 days to settle down and calm my nerves. And the anxiety had kicked in, and I had all these things that I started worrying about. And what I noticed is my heart palpitations increased. Obviously, I'm in control because now I know what's going on, and what's going on inside is anxiety. Because now I'm overthinking, I'm over processing, over analyzing, right? But I found the root cause, and the root cause was all of what I just explained. I'm not going to repeat this again, right? And so next day, I went to the store, a grocery store, picked up a box of donuts, a fruit tray, and some honey. I introduced the doctor to this thing called the sugar diet, a sugar fasting lifestyle, fruits and honey, and then protein later in the night. Talk about another video. Now he thanked me, so I added value to his life, right? And the girls in the office love me. I was really nice to them too. I think they have a crush on me. One of them is a cute one there too. So I say all of this as I'm just talking about life candidly, as if you are my friend. I'm bringing you into my world as if you were there with me into that appointment. And I know some of us, there are many of us that are like this, that go into the doctor's appointment and pray for that bad news to not, come out, right? And if you're like me, I have such OCD where I'm looking for the bad news, and I should not be, because one day there could be bad news, right? And then how do I process that, right? So all this to say that I'm very grateful and thankful to be here. And I'm actually going to make my gimbal broke again, so I need to buy another gimbal. Jesus Christ, these things are very weak, I guess. They just, electronics, right? It just collapses on you, it breaks. So anyway, I'm going to get another one. But all due honesty, it's so hot outside. Like it's 8 o'clock, and then you can finally go outside and get a little bit of daylight. It's still like 90 Fahrenheit, but there's no more sun, which is good. But it becomes harder to walk, right, and record at 7 o'clock, at 8 o'clock and after. I can still walk and get my 15,000 steps after 8 o'clock, but I just can't record like this unless I put on my light. But anyway, that's the story. I'm thankful that all is well, and I encourage you to get your physical done, because you don't know what you're prolonging, and you want to get a diagnosis. You want to get to the bottom of your health and your markers and your blood work. I think you should get blood work every 6 months or every year, at least annual physical. Get it done. Prevention is better than the cure, as they say. I think that's how that goes, right? So you want to get diagnosed early on with something that's preventable now, instead of trying to find a cure for it when it's on its full scale, right? It's taking its course. So anyway, folks, it's been 6 days since I posted, and I'm going to make more of a consistent effort to do more of these videos. I think I found my voice, my flow, my chi, being able to talk this way and inspire. I got to get back to some of the new comments on the channel. Welcome. I think there was one person from Ghana, Africa, I think. I got to get back to your comments. And then some of you are finding me through other channels, and my honest, brute comments feedback that I'm giving on other channels. And you guys are following me here, so thank you, thank you, thank you. And welcome to the channel. Don't forget to go check out my playlist. I have customized every talking concepts, right? Titles that are relatable to some of you. You can see some of my love life in there too with my ex-girlfriend. Okay, folks. For now, hope you enjoyed this one. Till the next video, Mamba out.